This is one of the most popular fan requests that we have gotten, and we're going to give it to you today. So, and the only on classics could we bring this to you, because this is kind of how this kind of fits in with everything. Yeah, we're going to grant you guys with the entrances and everything else. And first coming to the ring, of course.
The following contest.
I don't even have to do the intros; they can do it for me.
Making his way to the ring from Stone Mountain,
Just remember,
Georgia,
folks, we brought you guys this so when no one else would.
49 pounds, Jake the Snake Roberts.
Probably one of the greatest minds in pro wrestling. Probably one of the most entertaining promos in the business, givers in the business. Probably one of the most coldest and most calculating individuals. Probably one of the most greatest chess players in wrestling you might find is Jake Roberts. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I know that this is a very popular one for you guys, and I know you guys wanted this one, so like I said, we give you guys what you guys want, and here you go. I honestly don't really see all the hype for Jake Roberts and Randy Orton, quite frankly. I'm not overly fond of Randy Orton. That's probably one good thing about our show is I'm honest about, my opinions on people, but in the same sense, I give you guys the backgrounds and so forth when I have them. And I can tell you that Randy Orton for a while was doing that whole Legends Killer thing. And speaking of which,
from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 250 pounds, he is the Apex Predator, the Viper, Randy Orton.
So here's Randy Orton, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the ring. So you guys didn't specify, which variation of Randy Orton, so I figured, seeing how this has been, you guys have been asking for it and whatnot, I figured, and then doing the research behind it, there's a lot of other people who wanted to see it. I said, you know what, Matt, it probably makes sense to give you guys the Randy Orton that had it during this whole Legend Killer phase that he was in for a little while. As Orton doing what Orton does most, soaking up the sun and the attention of the crowd. So much so that I remember it was SummerSlam, came to Boston, and it was a great time, and there was a match that featured Randy Orton taking Hulk Hogan. I had such admiration, so much enthusiasm for the match that was the match I decided to get all my souvenirs, get my food, my popcorn, and everything else. Because unlike other people, if I don't like something, I'm just not going to watch and participate. Rather than crap all over it, I'll just, not watch, which is ultimately a fan's decision at that time. Although, during that time, I was also in the middle of my wrestling career at that point. I actually was in the middle of college at that time because I was injured, courtesy of a certain wrestler, table debacle anyway. As Jake Roberts right now in this outcome in the beginning of this match here is really taking it to the young Orton, and there's Orton firing back. There's another right hand back and forth. And now Jake Roberts with a very nice high knee. The face busted of Randy Orton, trying to make sure he fixes those cranial features of Mr. Orton. And Orton fires back. So far, a nice seesaw battle, as the old saying goes. One count does Orton get on Jake Roberts. I think probably Jake Roberts is also responsible for my early passion for my first and my favorite pet, mind you, that being any type of variety of snake. Of course, Jake made it famous for hanging around with the Colombian red-tailed boa. Back then it was called Damien. He called that a python, which, I call it a ball python. Colombian red-tailed boa is still technically a python, so there you go. He also had several ball pythons as well, which are also large in stature. Those, of course, were reticulating pythons, the ones he used to use, which are a different variety of python. And there goes Orton, getting a shoulder to the gut to the outside. Now they're on the outside. And as you can see, the commentators, who we just kind of sit there with their mouths shut, because we all know they have no entertainment or nothing to add to the complexity of this altercation here. Michael Cole would just kind of sit there and say something stupid. Corey Graves would, you know, say something, would be derogatory towards somebody, and then the other guy would kind of be the middleman and say, hey, both guys got to calm down or whatever, and he would be, you know, castrated for that. Here, we just keep their mouths shut since we don't have to listen to them. However, today you'll get to see them in action, if that makes you feel any better. As another thing you guys have wanted to see, we're going to give you. Jake Roberts really taking things through here, and there's a nice neck snap near takedown from Randy Orton to Jake Roberts. Is the RKO out of nowhere, cut from the Legend Killer, trying to kill the legend of Jake Roberts, and will that happen? That will be a shoulder up, which, by the way, normally most people younger than Jake Roberts and everything else have not been able to kick out of the RKO. So kudos to Jake Roberts for getting the shoulder up. Shows the double toughness of the ring veteran. Nice chin lock right there by Orton, trying to slow things down. As Roberts is up at his feet, elbow to the gut, and another one breaks the hold. And Jake Roberts, inverted atomic drop. Down goes Orton, and if you guys grew up in the 80s, you know what that symbol meant. That symbol right there means we're close to the end. 2 count only, but with that finger in the air, we know one thing could be left in the future of Randy Orton. That would be the devastating, deadly calculating of the DDT. Basically, it would come down to the DDT versus the RKO. We already saw the RKO in which Jake Roberts kicked out of. We've yet to see a DDT, and will Randy Orton do the same in return? Oh, there's a short clothesline, folks. And that is not normally the setup for what should be. And there's a back body drop. Orton knew. Orton must have asked his dad, who got like 700 DDTs, which is probably why Orton's father is so talented that he is now. Uh-oh, ref bump. Roberts into the corner, referee's down. Roberts is down from the corner. Andy Orton outside of the ring. And he grabs a sledgehammer for no apparent reason and buries it into the back of Jake Roberts, who doesn't care. Takes the sledgehammer away. I don't think he got the full. Uh-oh. That is the DDT, ladies and gentlemen. And Jake Roberts must be feeling it. Should go for the pin right here. The DDT has put away countless people. So can Orton now kick out of the DDT? He cannot, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so there you guys have it. I hope you guys enjoyed your dream match that you guys have always wanted to see. And I don't know if this is the outcome you guys were expecting, but it is kind of how we have it. And we're not playing it. It's just kind of goes. We just put it together and we have them go at it. That's ultimately how we work here. You see the RKO here that was not enough to put away Jake Roberts, as he got a shoulder up. And then Orton went to go use some alternative tactics by getting a sledgehammer, which he didn't get to use. You see Jake Roberts with the finger in the air. You knew it was only a matter of time until the devastating DDT would be in effect. And it was right here. This is a short clothesline, which is also a setup. And there you go, folks. Well, there you go, folks. Now you actually have the. Wait a minute. What's this now? Jake Roberts. Maybe we're gonna see Damien. Maybe. And it is. Doesn't he look great? Good old Damien. He looks great. Referee not so fond of Damien, but. Jake Roberts, Damien in hand. Damian and Jake celebrating in the ring. All right, folks. Here's your dream match. Right back with the TV title on the line.